Director Marcus Zhang stood motionless before the quantum display wall, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic feed showing the destruction of the Alderan civilization. Their crystalline cities, achievements of 1,000 years of peace, crumbled under the merciless bombardment of Nexar warships. His aide, Lieutenant Jasmine Wang, maintained a disciplined silence beside him, though her clenched fists betrayed her emotional state. "How many dead?" Marcus finally asked, his voice carrying the weight of centuries of human non-intervention policy. "Initial estimates suggest 8 billion, sir. The Alderans never stood a chance. Their defensive capabilities were at least 3 centuries behind the Nexar Empire's technology." Marcus nodded slowly, his augmented eyes recording every detail of the destruction. Humanity had watched from the shadows for 400 years, building their strength in absolute secrecy while maintaining the facade of a primitive spacefaring race. To the galaxy, humans were barely worth noticing, a species that had just achieved faster-than-light travel, operating a handful of modest colonies with technology centuries behind the galactic standard. The reality couldn't be more different. Deep within the asteroid belt, Captain Diana Patel commanded the ETS Shadowkeeper, one of Earth's most advanced stealth vessels. To any scanner, the ship appeared to be nothing more than a common iron asteroid. In truth, it housed quantum computing cores that could outthink any known AI, weapons that could reduce a planet to atoms, and stealth systems that bent reality itself. "Status report on the Nexar fleet movements," Diana ordered, her dark eyes fixed on the tactical display. Her XO, Commander Rafael Ortiz, pulled up the latest intelligence. "They're moving exactly as predicted, Captain. The quantum probability matrix shows a 98.7% chance they'll target the Centauri system next. They still believe it's inhabited only by pre-industrial aliens." Diana allowed herself a grim smile. The Centauri system had been home to human military installations for the past century, all hidden beneath an elaborate illusion of primitive life. And our own forces. "The 7th Fleet is in position, cloaked within the Uit cloud. Ghost Squadron reports all quantum entanglement nodes are operational. We can deploy the entire defense grid in under 3 minutes if needed." On Earth, beneath the Himalayas, the Council of Nations convened in their quantum-shielded chambers. Director Zhang's report on the Alderan genocide played before them, each member's neural implants processing the information at superhuman speeds. "This makes 17 civilizations destroyed by the Nexar Empire this year alone," Council President Dr. Olivia Nakamura stated, her artificial eyes glowing faintly. "Our predictive models suggest they will discover the truth about Earth's technological level within 5 years, regardless of our precautions." Council member Dr. Victor Rossi, his age masked by regenerative treatments, leaned forward. "Perhaps it's time we address the fundamental flaw in our strategy. We built our strength in secret to protect humanity, but at what cost? How many more civilizations must we watch die?" The council chamber fell silent. For centuries, humanity had hidden its true nature from the galaxy. They had watched as empire rose and fell, as species were enslaved or exterminated, all while building their strength in secret. Their technology had advanced far beyond anything the galaxy's powers could imagine, driven by the fear of discovery and the determination to never be vulnerable. In orbit around the dying Alderan homeworld, Captain Patel received new orders from Earth Command. The Shadowkeeper's quantum sensors detected a Nexar scout ship approaching their position, its crude scanners unable to penetrate their perfect camouflage. "They're getting bolder," Raphael observed. "This is the closest they've ever come to Earth space." Diana watched the Nexar ship through the quantum display. The Empire believed their technology was unsurpassed, their dominion inevitable. They had never faced an enemy who could match them, let alone one that had surpassed them centuries ago. "Record everything," she ordered. "Every atrocity, every violation. The galaxy needs to understand why we finally chose to act." As the Alderan world burned behind them, humanity's hidden warships maintained their vigil. In bases and shipyards concealed throughout the solar system, quantum forges worked tirelessly, preparing for the day when humanity would finally step out of the shadows. The Nexar Empire's reign of terror had continued unopposed for too long, their arrogance growing with each victory. They had never encountered a species like humanity, one that had learned from history, that had spent centuries preparing in secret, that had developed technology so advanced it would seem like magic to most of the galaxy. The Nexar Empire believed they were the supreme power in the galaxy. They were about to learn how wrong they were. The quantum display chamber beneath Mount Fuji erupted in chaos as the emergency alert flashed across every screen. Director Marcus Zhang materialized via quantum projection, his avatar showing signs of stress that his real face would never betray. The assembled military commanders of Earth's hidden fleets fell silent as the recording began to play. The Nexar Empire's latest atrocity unfolded before them. Their warships had discovered one of humanity's closest allies, the Lycian civilization. Though the Lycians appeared primitive to outside observers, they had secretly been trading knowledge with Earth for decades. Their expertise in biological engineering had helped humanity achieve practical immortality, while Earth's quantum technology had protected their world from discovery. Until now, the Nexar fleet bypassed their quantum camouflage, Marcus reported, his voice tight with controlled anger. Our analysis suggests they've developed new detection methods. They're evolving faster than our models predicted. Admiral Jun Himura, commander of Earth's Ghost Fleet, stepped forward. Her enhanced mind was already calculating probable outcomes. How many Lycians survived? Less than 1 million out of a population of 12 billion. Marcus's projection flickered as he brought up new data. The survivors are mostly those who were off-world at the time. The Nexar Empire used their new planet-killer weapon. They didn't even demand surrender this time. In high orbit above Mars, Captain Diana Patel received the update while overseeing the final calibrations of the Shadowkeeper's quantum weapon systems. Her ship had been secretly upgraded with technology that could rewrite the laws of physics on a local level. Commander Rafael Ortiz worked beside her, his neural implants processing combat simulations at superhuman speeds. The Lycians helped us master biological immortality, Rafael said quietly. Without them, half our current technological advantages wouldn't exist. Diana's artificial eyes narrowed as she reviewed the tactical data. The Nexar Empire is getting too close to discovering our true capabilities. This attack on the Lycians wasn't random. They're systematically eliminating any civilization that might pose a future threat. Deep within Europa's hidden shipyards, Dr. Victor Rossi supervised the final assembly of humanity's latest weapon platform. The Quantum Forge crafted vessels that could alter reality itself, built from materials that shouldn't exist. His colleague, Dr. Yuki Tanaka, approached with urgent news from the council. They've called an emergency session, Yuki announced, her quantum-enhanced mind already processing probable outcomes. The attack on the Lycians changed everything, our oldest allies gone in a day. Victor watched as automated systems assembled a ship that could tear apart the fabric of space-time. We built all this to protect humanity, but what's the point of being safe if we let the galaxy burn? The Council of Nations convened in their quantum-shielded chamber, their debate more heated than any in recent memory. President Nakamura's avatar stood at the center, surrounded by the projected forms of humanity's leaders. The non-intervention protocol has served its purpose, she declared. For 4 centuries, it kept humanity safe while we built our strength, but the galaxy has changed. The Nexar Empire grows stronger with each world they conquer, each technology they steal. Marcus Zhang's projection stepped forward. Our latest analysis is disturbing. The Nexar Empire's rate of technological advancement has increased by 300% in the past decade. They're reverse engineering technology from the civilizations they destroy. If this continues, they'll reach our level within 20 years. The chamber erupted in concerned murmurs. Humanity's technological advantage was their greatest protection. The thought of losing it sent ripples of unease through the assembled leaders. There's more, Marcus continued. The attack on the Lycians wasn't just about eliminating a potential rival. Our intelligence suggests the Nexar Empire has begun to suspect the truth about Earth. They've noticed patterns in their data, inconsistencies in our supposed technological level. President Nakamura raised her hand for silence. Then perhaps it's time we showed them exactly what they're dealing with. The Nexar Empire believes they're the most advanced civilization in known space. They've never faced an enemy who had centuries to prepare for them. In the Shadowkeeper's command center, Diana received new orders from Earth Command. Her crew, enhanced with technology centuries ahead of anything the galaxy had seen, prepared for battle. The quantum sensors detected a massive Nexar fleet assembling near the Centauri system. They're planning something big, Raphael reported, analyzing the data streams. The fleet composition suggests a full-scale invasion force, large enough to conquer an entire sector. Diana's artificial eyes glowed as she accessed the quantum tactical network. They're not just coming for the Centauri system, this is the beginning of their push toward Earth space. They think we're primitive, barely worth their notice, an easy conquest to add to their empire. Throughout the solar system, humanity's hidden strength stirred to life. Quantum forges accelerated production of weapons that could reshape reality. Stealth fleets emerged from their secret bases, ships powered by technology that broke the laws of physics. 4 centuries of preparation were about to bear fruit. In the council chamber, the final vote was cast. The non-intervention protocol, which had guided humanity's development for 400 years, was officially suspended. President Nakamura's voice carried the weight of history as she gave the order that would change the galaxy forever. Operation Revelation is now active. All fleets prepare for combat operations. It's time to show the Nexar Empire why humanity chose to hide its strength for so long. Not out of fear, but because we knew that when we finally revealed ourselves, the galaxy would never be the same. High Admiral Zelkron of the Nexar Empire stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Worldender, his scaled skin gleaming under the tactical displays. Before him, the holographic representation of the Centauri system sparkled with promise. Their intelligence suggested only pre-industrial aliens inhabited this region, easy prey for the Empire's expansion. Launch the first wave, he commanded, his voice carrying the arrogance of countless unopposed victories. Standard conquest protocol, show them the futility of resistance. The Nexar invasion fleet surged forward, 5,000 warships strong, their weapons capable of reducing planets to ash. They had conquered 300 worlds with this same strategy. None had ever survived first contact with their primary battle group. They never saw the trap until it was too late. In the quantum-shielded command center beneath Mount Fuji, Director Marcus Zhang gave the order humanity had waited 4 centuries to deliver. Operation Revelation is go. Ghost Fleet, you have weapons free. Captain Diana Patel stood on the Shadowkeeper's bridge as the quantum camouflage systems disengaged for the first time in the ship's existence. Around her, 500 of humanity's most advanced warships shimmered into view, their true forms defying conventional physics. The vessels were constructed of materials that shouldn't exist, powered by engines that bent reality itself. All ships combat formation Delta, Diana commanded, her artificial eyes glowing as she interfaced directly with the quantum battle network. Show them what humanity has been hiding. The Nexar fleet's sensors registered the impossible appearance of hundreds of ships that hadn't existed moments before. High Admiral Zelkron's confidence turned to confusion as his tactical officers reported energy readings that broke every known law of physics. Impossible, he snarled, watching as the mysterious fleet took up position between his forces and their target. Their technology. These readings can't be right. These are the primitive humans. Diana's voice rang across all frequencies, transmitted in perfect Nexar language. This is Captain Diana Patel of the Earth Defense Force. For 4 centuries, we have watched your empire destroy innocent civilizations. We stayed hidden, building our strength, preparing for this moment. Today, that ends. The Shadowkeeper's quantum weapons activated, reality-warping energy coursing through systems the Nexar Empire couldn't begin to comprehend. Diana's enhanced mind connected directly with her ship's artificial intelligence, becoming one with the most advanced weapon system ever created. All ships execute primary attack pattern, she ordered. Show them exactly what 400 years of preparation looks like. The battle that followed would be remembered for millennia. The Ghost Fleet's first volley didn't just destroy Nexar ships, it erased them from existence. Quantum weapons ripped holes in space-time, while reality-warping shields made human vessels virtually invulnerable to conventional attacks. From his command center, Marcus Zhang watched the tactical display with grim satisfaction. Beside him, Admiral Jun Himura coordinated the fleet's movements through the quantum network. Second wave deploying from Europa now, she reported. The Nexar fleet is in complete disarray. High Admiral Zelkron watched in horror as his supposedly invincible fleet was systematically demolished by technology he couldn't even understand. All ships full retreat, he ordered, his voice shaking. Fall back to. His words cut off as the Shadowkeeper appeared directly in front of his flagship, having crossed 20,000 kilometers in an instant through a localized quantum tunnel. Diana's voice came through again, cold and clear. Your empire's reign of terror ends today. The World Ender, pride of the Nexar fleet, vanished in a burst of quantum energy that reduced its atomic structure to nothing. Throughout the system, the story repeated itself as humanity's hidden power was finally unleashed. Ships that had been cloaked for centuries revealed themselves, deploying weapons and defenses that made the Nexar Empire's best technology look primitive in comparison. In the council chamber, President Nakamura watched the battle unfold through the quantum network. "Send the message to all worlds," she commanded. "It's time for the galaxy to know the truth about humanity." Across thousands of star systems, the carefully maintained illusion of human technological inferiority shattered. Hidden bases activated, quantum communication relays carried the truth to every corner of known space. Humanity had never been the primitive species they appeared to be. The surviving Nexar ships fled in panic, carrying word of their devastating defeat. Their sensors had recorded everything: weapons that ignored the laws of physics, defenses that made their best attacks meaningless, ships that could appear anywhere instantly through controlled quantum tunneling. In the aftermath, Captain Diana Patel stood on the Shadowkeeper's observation deck, watching the cleanup operation through her enhanced vision. Commander Rafael Ortiz joined her, his neural implants processing the battle data. 400 years of hiding, Rafael mused. 4 centuries of watching, learning, preparing, and it all came down to 15 minutes of combat. Diana nodded slowly. The Nexar Empire never understood the truth about humanity. We didn't hide because we were weak. We hid because we knew that once we revealed ourselves, the galaxy would never be the same. And now there's no going back. Throughout human space, quantum forges that had operated in secret for centuries began producing ships and weapons openly. The facade of primitive technology fell away, revealing the true face of human civilization, one that had surpassed nearly every known race while maintaining perfect secrecy. The message was clear: humanity had awakened, and the bullies of the galaxy would never sleep soundly again. The quantum hologram filled the war room beneath Mount Fuji, displaying thousands of star systems in perfect detail. Director Marcus Zhang studied the tactical overlay as reports flowed in through the quantum network. The Nexar Empire was reeling from their devastating defeat in the Centauri system, their supposedly invincible fleet shattered by weapons they couldn't comprehend. Their response is exactly as predicted, Admiral Jun Himura reported, her enhanced mind processing tactical data streams. They're consolidating their forces around their core worlds, abandoning their outer territories to strengthen their defensive lines. President Nakamura's avatar materialized in the chamber, her expression resolute. Then we proceed with Phase 2, the liberation begins now. Throughout human space, hidden shipyards that had operated in secret for centuries burst into full production. Quantum forges worked at impossible speeds, creating vessels powered by technology that defied conventional physics. Earth's true military might, carefully concealed for 400 years, emerged into the light. On the bridge of the Shadowkeeper, Captain Diana Patel reviewed the battle plans with her enhanced crew. Their ship, already one of the most advanced ever built, had received upgrades that pushed the boundaries of what even humanity thought possible. The Nexar Empire still doesn't understand what they're facing, Commander Rafael Ortiz observed, monitoring the quantum sensor feeds. They think the Centauri battle was our full strength. They have no idea we were holding back. Diana's artificial eyes glowed as she accessed the tactical network. That's about to change. All ships prepare for quantum jump. Operation Liberation begins in 5 minutes. Across the galaxy, civilizations that had suffered under Nexar dominion watched in amazement as human warships appeared in their skies. The vessels seemed to break every law of physics, emerging from quantum tunnels that shouldn't exist, deploying weapons that rewrote reality itself. On Nexar-occupied worlds, the Empire's garrisons found themselves facing an enemy that could strike anywhere, at any time, with overwhelming force. Quantum weapons erased fortifications from existence. Reality-warping shields made human ships practically invincible to conventional attacks. In the Lycian system, where the Nexar Empire had recently demonstrated their planet-killer weapon, Diana led the counterattack personally. The Shadowkeeper emerged from quantum space directly above the Nexar command center, its presence a statement of technological superiority. "This is Captain Diana Patel of the Earth Defense Force," she transmitted on all frequencies. "Your occupation of this world ends now. Surrender and you will be treated with the mercy you never showed others. Resist and face the consequences of your choices." The Nexar commander, a veteran of 100 conquests, had never known fear until that moment. His sensors showed energy readings that defied comprehension, weapons that could unmake reality, defenses that made his best technology look primitive in comparison. How, he demanded over the comm channel. You were nothing, primitive apes barely capable of interstellar flight. Diana's response was cold and clear. We showed you what we wanted you to see. For 4 centuries, we watched you terrorize the galaxy. We built our strength in secret, preparing for the day when someone would finally stand against your empire of fear. That day has come. The liberation of the Lycian system took less than an hour. Throughout occupied space, the story repeated itself. Humanity's hidden fleet struck with overwhelming force, using technology centuries beyond anything the Nexar Empire could field. In the Quantum Command Center, Marcus watched as another sector fell to Earth's forces. Begin implementing the restoration protocols, he ordered. Every world we free receives full technological and humanitarian aid. Show the galaxy the difference between Earth's approach and the Nexar Empire's tyranny. The quantum network carried reports from across known space. Civilizations that had lived in fear of the Nexar Empire for generations watched in awe as human ships dismantled the oppressor's power with casual ease. The carefully maintained illusion of human technological inferiority had been replaced by an overwhelming display of advanced capability. President Nakamura addressed the council as the liberation campaign continued. For centuries, we built our strength in secret, watching as the galaxy suffered under tyranny. We told ourselves it was necessary, that we needed time to prepare. Now we show the galaxy why we waited so long. Not out of fear, but because we wanted to be certain that when we finally acted, we could protect not just ourselves, but all those who had suffered under the Empire's cruelty. On the Shadowkeeper's bridge, Diana received updates from the Quantum Tactical Network. The Nexar Empire's outer territories were falling faster than predicted, their forces unable to cope with technology that seemed to ignore the basic laws of physics. They're adapting, Raphael warned, analyzing combat data. Slower than we expected, but they're learning, trying to reverse engineer what they can from their defeats. Diana nodded grimly. It doesn't matter. We spent 4 centuries preparing for this moment. Everything they're seeing now is technology we considered cutting-edge 200 years ago. They have no idea what we're truly capable of. Throughout human space, quantum forges continued their work, producing weapons and defenses that pushed the boundaries of physical law. The facade of primitive technology had been discarded, revealing the true face of human civilization, one that had surpassed nearly every known race while maintaining perfect secrecy. The message echoed across the galaxy. Humanity had awakened, and the age of tyranny was coming to an end. The Nexar Empire's capital world of Dominus Prime blazed with weapon fire as the final battle for the galaxy's future unfolded. Supreme Overlord Kraz watched from his supposedly impregnable fortress as humanity's advanced fleet materialized through quantum tunnels, their ships moving in ways that shouldn't be possible. Give the order, he snarled to his commanders, his scaled hands gripping his throne. Release everything, every weapon, every ship, every secret project. Let them see the true might of the Nexar Empire. Across the system, 10,000 Nexar warships emerged from hidden bases. They represented the Empire's final reserve, equipped with technology stolen and reverse-engineered from countless conquered civilizations. Weapons that could shatter planets, shields that could withstand supernovas, engines that bent space itself. In the Quantum Command Center beneath Mount Fuji, Director Marcus Zhang watched the enemy fleet's deployment with calculating eyes. They've finally shown their full hand, he observed. Everything they've been holding back, every secret weapon they've developed. President Nakamura's avatar nodded grimly. Then it's time we showed them ours. Captain Patel, you have authorization for Protocol Omega. On the bridge of the Shadowkeeper, Captain Diana Patel received the command she'd trained 4 centuries to execute. Her artificial eyes glowed bright as she interfaced directly with systems that redefined the possible. All ships initiate Protocol Omega, she commanded. Show them what humanity's best truly looks like. The space around Earth's fleet shimmered as quantum fields activated. Ships that were already impossibly advanced transformed, revealing configurations that broke fundamental laws of reality. The Shadowkeeper itself seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously, its weapons drawing power from the fabric of spacetime itself. Impossible, Supreme Overlord Kraz shouted as his sensors overloaded. Their technology, it can't. This is what we've been hiding, Diana's voice came through on all frequencies. Not just our advanced technology, but the true extent of our understanding. Everything we've shown until now was centuries behind our actual capabilities. The battle that followed would be spoken of in whispers for millennia to come. Earth's ships moved through space like gods of legend, their quantum weapons unmaking Nexar vessels with casual ease. Defenses that could withstand supernovas crumbled before attacks that rewrote the laws of physics locally. Commander Rafael Ortiz coordinated the Shadowkeeper's weapon systems through his neural interface. "They're beginning to understand," he reported. "Their sensor logs show comprehension of just how completely they've been outmatched." From his command center, Marcus watched as humanity's final victory unfolded. "Begin broadcasting the terms," he ordered. "Let every world in the galaxy hear what comes next." President Nakamura's voice carried across the quantum network, reaching every inhabited system simultaneously. For centuries, humanity hid its true nature from the galaxy. We watched, we learned, and we prepared. Not just to defend ourselves, but to ensure that when we finally revealed ourselves, we could protect all those who suffered under tyranny. The Nexar Empire's mighty fleet, the terror of 1,000 worlds, lasted less than an hour against humanity's full strength. As the dust settled, Diana stood on the Shadowkeeper's observation deck, watching the cleanup operation through enhanced senses that could perceive quantum states. "Send the signal," she ordered. "All Earth forces stand down from combat status. The war is over." Throughout the galaxy, the news spread quickly. The Nexar Empire, which had terrorized known space for generations, had fallen. In its place, humanity proposed something new, the Galactic Concordat, an alliance of free worlds protected by Earth's advanced technology. In the council chamber, President Nakamura addressed the representatives of 100 species. Some had been enemies, others allies, all now united under humanity's protective umbrella. "We offer you not conquest, but partnership," she declared. "Earth's technology, knowledge, and protection freely shared with all who choose peace over war, cooperation over domination. The age of empires is over. The age of collaboration begins." Director Marcus Zhang stood with Admiral Jun Himura, watching as former Nexar worlds signed the Concordat one by one. 4 centuries of preparation, Jun mused. Was it worth the wait? Marcus smiled slightly, remembering all the times they'd watched in silence as civilizations suffered, building their strength for this moment. "Ask the billions who will never know fear of conquest again. Ask the worlds that will grow and develop under our protection. Ask the children who will inherit a galaxy of peace instead of eternal war." On the Shadowkeeper's bridge, Diana received the final confirmation. The last Nexar holdout had surrendered. Humanity's emergence from the shadows was complete. "Set course for Earth," she ordered. "Our long vigil is over. Now the real work begins." As her ship entered quantum space, Diana reflected on the journey that had brought them here. Humanity had hidden its light for 4 centuries, watching and preparing in secret. They had emerged not as conquerors but as protectors, not to rule but to guide, not to destroy but to build. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly what they had planned all along.